Elizabeth, Elizabeth should jump on now.
No problem.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody, thank you very much for being here. My name is Amanda Ace, and it is Thursday. I've got no idea what the date is. I think the 27th or the 28th of November. And I'm very excited. We are all women group. That's so exciting. And we're going to share with you today why we are excited about LifeWave and how it has changed our lives. And before we start, I just want to mention that none of us work for LifeWave. We are brand partners or guests. None of us are professional speakers. So I just love this call because we can just be ourselves and we can just be informal and just, you know, we're just a lot of women. And I want to say welcome to everybody, all the guests. Shonah, it's great having all your guests here. And Trish, having guests here, and everybody else that jumped on here. So I'm just going to quickly tell you my story. I heard about LifeWave in January and I thought there's a lot of nonsense. I heard about this lady that I know very well, that I respect, and I thought, why would you want to be involved with little patches like that, patching people for pain? I didn't have that much contact with people that have pain, so I was like, how can you make a living helping people with pain? So it was just not part of what I was looking at. But then in March, I got sick with COVID. And I got really, really, really sick. And you know what I realized is when I got sick, I went to a pharmacy and I didn't care how much money I paid. I paid the money that I had to pay to try and get better, no matter what it cost. And I didn't ask the pharmacist, can you give me a guarantee, or can I bring them, will you give me back my money back if it doesn't work? You know, I just bought what I had to buy, hoping that it would help me. But anyway, 4 weeks later, I was still in bed, still very, very, very sick. Couldn't get better. And by then, my sister had already started with LifeWave and she sent me some patches. I put the patch on the back of my neck. Half an hour later, I couldn't stay awake because there was a detox happening. I slept for about 2 hours. And when I woke up there was nothing wrong with me. And of course, I didn't believe that because it doesn't make sense. Because just the day before, my husband walked with me. I said to him, please just walk with me so I can get out of the house, because I couldn't do anything. And we walked 150 meters and my heart wanted to jump out of my chest. It was a very scary place to be after 4 weeks, having to work for myself, earn an income, and I couldn't even walk 150 meters. And so I felt great after patching, but I didn't believe it. But 2 days later, I thought, let me go and try and see if I can go further than 150 meters. And I walked 1.5 kilos without a problem. And 4 days later, when I looked at on my watch, I'd already walked 9,000 steps. For me, that's a miracle. And I'm so grateful because suddenly I could work again. Suddenly I could earn an income again. And since then, I've just started patching people and I can't keep quiet. And once I stop talking, you know, everybody probably just think, just keep quiet. But I can't because I'm just so excited to help people. And thanks, Beverly, to help people. And it's amazing having this privilege to be able to change people's lives. And this is why we do what we do, why we put ourselves out here, because it's quite stressful. So I'm so grateful for everybody whose pictures on there, who's reacting. So I'm going to share with you, and Alex is going to share with me, but I'm going to just leave it, Alex, and I'll ask you when we get to the later part to please share your story of how you got to it. And let's just jump in and start with the presentation. So if you'll just, Alex, maybe you can just start a little bit, telling them a little bit while I start the screen sharing and get everything set up.
Okay.
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 So you concentrate on Alex, not on me.
I won't go into my testimonial or whatever, and you'll find out what those are about. I am a nurse by formal training, and so when I heard about this, it sounded like a whole lot of garbage, which you've all heard me say before, and I really, really didn't believe that this was real. So I finally was motivated to do it on somebody else's behalf, which is where I spent the time and energy, because somebody else was desperate for a family member with Alzheimer's at a very young age. And that's what motivated me to go and look, because they were prepared to do anything to try. So that's what motivated me to look. And my history comes from the fact that being so incredibly skeptical And coming from a medical background, it really was important for me to understand that there was real science here. And so that's where I spent my time establishing that, in fact, there was real science here. And secondly, to establish that the business was an ethical, honest, upright, recognized entity, and discovered that that had been there for 20 years. Because lots of businesses, particularly in this kind of business, so multi-level marketing, seldom make it past 3 years, and many don't make it past 5. And LifeWave has been around for 20 years. Okay, you're good to go.
I'm good to go. I'm just going to quickly ask if everybody can just mute themselves, please, so that we don't have background noise. And Alex, I actually forgot to make you co-host, so let me quickly do that part as well. Right, let us start.
And before you start, you can please give that beautiful hound a hug from me, Dee. Dee has the most beautiful dogs.
So please help just before you
They're
carry
like
on.
small horses. Okay.
I've lost the big screen. All I've got is a hand here, and I don't know how to do what.
Yes, yes, yes. You just sit still. It's going to happen for you just now. Just sit.
Okay.
Let's start.
Okay.
Light, an ancient form of energy that goes back to the dawn of time. For us, it all begins with the sun, the source of light and life for our entire solar system. Even Einstein concluded that everything we're made of contains light. All life originates with the sun through photosynthesis. Plants and vegetation collect the light, and all living creatures emit light. Humans actually emit infrared light, which can be seen with night vision devices. We've known for centuries that light has many effects on the body. LifeWave's phototherapy patches use light that can promote a general state of health and healthy activity unique to each LifeWave patch. Here's how the technology works. First, a patch is applied to specific points on the body. Where the patch covers the skin, infrared energy emitted from the body is reflected back into the body and then taps into the body's own natural flow of energy. LifeWave phototherapy patches promote an environment that enables the body to optimize its restorative energy and enhances your ability to live well without the use of harmful drugs or chemicals. To find out more, contact your distributor. LifeWave. Live long, live well.
So we are starting by asking, have you been patched yet? Now, some people on here have been patched for quite a while already. Some people have just started patching, and some people have got no idea what this is all about. So the idea of this presentation today is not to try and explain everything to you and make you understand everything. It's to give you a general overview, and the person who invited you will be able to tell you more, but we'll have a short question and answer session afterwards where we can also ask questions. All right, so let's go on. So just to start with, I just want to confirm that LifeWave is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. We're not making any medical claims. We are sharing our experience and what has happened to us and what we know about LifeWave. So we always like starting to tell about David Schmidt, who's the CEO and inventor of LifeWave. He's got more than 180 patents already. He's a scientist and inventor, and he specializes in age reversing. You'll see now what that means. So in 2008, he started focusing his research on stem cell research. And the recent patent took 10 years and 4.5 million to bring to the market. So this is not just a wishy-washy thing. It's something that was really researched properly. And this is the patent. How a patent works is that you've got a patent for 20 years, but you cannot just take out a patent and decide, I'm going to say anything and this is now my patent. You've got to prove every single thing that is on your patent. Now, I'm just going to mention a few things here, which says in the patent, it says it activates stem cells, it improves energy, it has got an improvement in stamina, elevation of collagen production, improved wound healing. So these are all things that's proven that's LifeWave patches is going to do in your body. So there are quite a few different patches, but today we're going to speak about X39 because that's the flagship patch of LifeWave, and that's the most important one because 90% of all patches that are sold are the X39 patches. So why are stem cells so important? Stem cells are amazing. They are able to make more cells like themselves. When a baby is conceived, that a stem cell is that first cell that is created out, and our bodies are full of millions of stem cells. And what the awesome thing is about stem cells is they can become another cell. So like if you cut your skin, that stem cells will rush there and become a skin cell. Or if you've got a problem in your liver, the stem cells will rush there and become a new liver cell. And that is absolutely unique and amazing. So stem cells are needed for maintenance of tissue as well as for repair of the injury. And so why do we talk about the X39? How it works with these stem cells, the amazing thing is that by the age of 30, only half of your stem cells are still active. And by the age of 60, you've lost almost all your stem cell activity. And that's why the older you become, the faster you age and the slower you heal. So how does the X39 stem cell patch work? It's a proprietary form of phototherapy, which means light therapy. And most of us know about that, like when your child, if a baby has got jaundice, the baby is put under lights and the healing takes place. Or if you've got a muscle injury, they will put red light on the injury, and healing will take place. Or like when you go out in the sun, as the sunlight falls on your skin, more vitamin D is created. That's all forms of light therapy. So it's got nanocrystal technology. It uses light to activate. It's non-transdermal, which means that nothing that's in that little patch actually goes into your skin. It's just technology which makes light, uses light, the infrared light of your body to activate copper peptides in your body. So there's no drugs, no chemicals, no stimulants in that little patch. It's non-invasive. You don't even need an injection or anything to make this work. So you can see here, which are some of the long-term benefits of X39. So you'll get an increased strength, reduced inflammation, increased stamina, energy and vitality, mental clarity, which is something that most people report very quickly, restored muscle and skeletal conditions, improvement of sleep, and improvement of your skin appearance, as we were talking previously. So you will just get an optimal state of, in an optimal state of mental, physical, and social well-being. Just get, oopsie. Wrong button, and now I've got no idea what's happening here. Oh dear. Okay, there we go. So let's look at some of the long-term effects. And this is, you can see the case studies on this website. We'll talk about the website later on again, but this is itinfo.com. It's a website where you will find lots and lots of information. But what can you expect? In the first few days, more than 4,000 of your genes begin to reset. Within 6 weeks, your brain becomes balanced, and within 3 months, your collagen is increased. And collagen is not just needed for you to look pretty. It's actually like the glue that keeps everything in your body together. So we all need increased collagen in our bodies. And within 6 months, the heart reverses in age. The case studies show even up to 8 years of age reversal with our hearts. Now, I think we all need that. So that is why David Schmidt said it's not anti-aging. It's not preventing you to become older. It actually reverses your age. It's amazing. So this is so awesome. This is a topography map of a 77-year-old woman that was in one of the studies, and they put the X39 in the back of her neck. And when she came in, when they started doing this study, her brain was hyperactive. And you can see in session 1, the red and the yellow and the orange in her brain. And that was signs of inflammation in her brain. And she had a lack of brain coherence. But 3 weeks after starting on the X39, she had no more inflammation and she had improved brain coherence. You can see the difference, no more red and orange there. And in session 3, which was 6 weeks later, she had a complete turnaround, and that stayed like that even after she stopped with the X39. So this is just awesome to have the proof of what's happening in your body. This is just another picture that shows after 30 minutes how the inflammation reduction happened in these bodies. And this is just a fun fact here. Most people react or report extra hair growth and nails and skin, and even people with gray hair, that the hair becomes black again. And we've got lots of athletes, Olympic athletes, especially in the last Olympics, you could actually see the people being patched with these patches. So how are you going to wear your X39? You wear your patch 12 hours on and 12 hours off to repair and rejuvenate. So there's a lot of activation happening, a lot of stimulation of these patches to your body, and you don't want it to be overstimulated, because then your body doesn't react to it anymore. So that's why you want to use it for 12 hours, take it off, throw the patch away, put on another patch. And you can wear more than one patch at a time. There's no use really of wearing 2 X39s at a time, but you can wear like the X39 and the Eon, which is the inflammation patch, or a pain patch. There's many different patches, so you can do that. And the most important thing is drink plenty of water, because that will make the patches work even better. And have your electrolytes, something like Celtic salt, but drink electrolytes and just feed your body, look after your body, and that way your body, the patches will work even better. All right, so David Schmidt advises to use the patches for a minimum of 90 days to get the optimum results. Actually, what they say is 90 days and then plus a month for every decade of your life. I'm sure Alex will tell her story a little bit later on, but it's very important to know that this is not a quick fix. This is not like a Panado that you take once off. This is, I always say, it's an investment. You choose to make an investment in your health. This is what it's about. It's not, let's quickly try something. You decide, I'm going to invest in my health. And it says there the most common reason for a lack of response to the patches is dehydration, as we spoke there. Okay, so on this website, you can take a picture or screen grab, something like that. www.thisisitinfo.com, and there you can get lots of information. There are videos, short ones, longer ones, videos where there are doctors giving their testimonials, and the case studies, everything is there. Anything you want to know, you will find there. And it's wonderful to see how people who's been on these calls go there and find a lot of information on there that maybe they didn't think they would find, or they didn't maybe find on the call itself. So X39 is really sophisticated, but it's so simple to explain and to use. You just really just take off the sticky part of it, put it in the back of your neck, and it starts working. So the testimonies is really life-changing. So what we're going to do now is, sorry, let's just go back one. We are going to stop the sharing, and we're going to give people on this call the opportunity to share what LifeWave have done for them. And I'm asking you, if you've used this, share this, because it's going to help a lot of people. That's what changed my life. My mom had Alzheimer's, has got Alzheimer's. And when I saw one of the testimonies of a lady with Alzheimer's, and I looked at it and I thought, this is no actress. This is real. And you have the opportunity now to share your story with other people and tell them what LifeWave have done for you. So I'm just going to ask, just unmute and start, and please tell us. Shonah, I know you've got an amazing story.
Okay, I'll just jump in. It was quite a wild ride, really, if I think about the last month and a bit. I was very skeptical as well. When our son's best friend told me about it, I'm like, yeah, and can I send you information? I'm like, no. And then our son called and he said, I'm buying the patches. You are going to take them. And we're like, okay, child becomes the parent and parent becomes the child situation. So I said, okay, that's fine. And then Johnny, son's friend, said, can I send you information? Do you want to join a group? And I said, no. I said, my body will tell me whether the patches are working or not. Well, I jumped onto Amanda's call the morning of the 5th day that we were due to use the patch. And I was in tears. I think you'll remember, Amanda, I was just beside myself. What had happened was, I'll just give you a little bit of background on Keith's health. Keith had 5 minor heart attacks. He's flatlined twice. He's got pulmonary fibrosis, skin cancer, prostate problems. I've actually made a list, hernia, and then he's got moderate global atrophy. So last year, the doctors just mentioned the dementia word. And of course, we were horrified. But it seems to be very slow growing at least. So I bought a quantum magnetic analyzer back from South Africa when we visited in February this year. And I had already tested Keith and I in the April. So 2 months later, almost to the day, I tested us on morning of the 5th morning before I even patched us. And I was absolutely blown away. And I have got measurable results. So Keith had like a page and 3/4 of things that were wrong with him. And I compared the two, and I went back and I checked, because you can get comparative reports, and there were 9 things that had gone from yellow, which I call critical, into the normal range. So on the quantum analyzer, you get green, blue, yellow, red, both sides. Red is, of course, danger, like, okay, get to the doctor now kind of thing. Yellow is, do something about this. Your body is not happy. It's in critical stage. And then blue and green are considered normal range. So 9 things had gone back to normal range. And I'm like, okay, I'll wait for another month or whatever I said. But a week later, I was back on and testing Keith. I tested myself as well, but Keith's is more phenomenal than just boring of me. And so I just mentioned him. And there was another 8 things that had normalized. So now we're talking about 17 things. So I'm being really good, and I haven't put us back on the quantum analyzer yet, but I know what is happening inside my body. I can see measurable results for Keith. Also for myself, but not as noticeable, because I'm not as sick as Keith is, or I don't have as many health challenges as he has, or had. Let me be positive. And so I can feel the difference in my body. I was also blown away. I called Elizabeth and I said to her, I danced. And I also called her and I said to her, this is what happened. I called my sister. This is what happened. And I know Jacqueline's also been terribly worried about her brother. And so, just sharing this with the people that I love and care about has been wonderful to also give them the relief that Keith is now healing. I myself am healing. I've been walking on crutches for about 2 years. I'm using them far less. And as I said, I even danced for about 30 seconds, and it was like a fantastic achievement. So yes, that's part of my story.
That's an amazing story. Thank you so much for sharing that. And Shonah, I would like to ask you, just unmute again, please. I'd like you to share with the people when Keith in that first 5 days got the results, the results on the machine, you were feeling so fantastic because you didn't have so much pain. Please share, his results looked amazing on the machine, but how did he feel?
So for a whole week, Keith slept. And I just literally woke him up and helped him, you know, clean up and shower and what have you, and he was back into bed. He just slept for 7 days. And when he did get up, he was like, you know, we decided we weren't going to go to church. And he opened my curtains and said, okay, get up, we're going, you know, kind of thing. I'm like, what? What happened? And he was just feeling absolutely fantastic. So I think what was happening is his body needed the time to repair. You know, with the patching, his body just said, okay, I need time to repair. Me, I was just rearing to go. And as time has gone on, I've had to slow down to give my body the opportunity to heal. So it goes through different stages, and I can actually feel different pains in different part of my body, and I know that something is happening, that healing is taking place. And I do want to say, drink lots of water, because I have made the mistake of not hydrating properly, and then I've suffered for the day. You know, I've felt that my body was struggling.
Awesome. Thank you. It's been such a valuable share. You've said so much actually in a short time. So thank you so much for sharing that. It's a blessing hearing that. Thank you so much. Who wants to share something else with us?
I just want to say something. My camera's not working, so I can't show my video. But Shonah danced and I cried for her. I was so happy. From her being off the crutches and dancing, her being able to cut up their food, the change I've seen in my friend is incredible. And I'm
Thank
so
you.
happy for them. I'm so happy for them. And I'm so thankful that she's introduced me to light waves and patching. Thank you, everybody.
Elizabeth, you sound like me. I haven't cried as much as I have cried in the last 7 months since I started with LifeWave, because it just touches your heart so deeply when people have these experiences. I had the experience, my ex-sister-in-law, since she was probably 20, I've known her since she was probably 25, and she had almost no hair. Thin, just not only thin, but almost no hair. And when I saw her a while back, I told her about the patches, and she said, do I think it will work? And I said, well, we get great results with hair, can't guarantee anything. And yesterday when she phoned me, she said, I didn't want to say anything, but it's been 3 weeks. Oh, and she's been doing blood plasma transfers, something, I don't know, and hair thingies, and it's been thousands and thousands of rands. And she stopped about 3 months ago because she said it's just so expensive, it doesn't really do anything. And yesterday when I spoke to her, she said, I went to the hairdresser yesterday, and she said, the hairdresser just said, what's going on with your hair? Look at your hair, and it's busy growing. And I was sitting there, every time I tell the story, I've got like cold shivers, and I just want to cry, because I know how it's affected her a whole life through. And suddenly I can't wait to think that she's going to have a full head of hair, you know. And it's exactly how you reacted. Is I just cry so much because it's breaking your heart out of gratitude, and it's just absolutely wonderful. So yeah,
Exactly.
wonderful.
It's phenomenal. Exactly. We have got so much sickness in our family, with my sister, with my brother-in-law, with my 2 daughters. And I really believe that this is the answer to our family's health, starting there and then going from there into the world with family and friends. So yes, I'm so excited and ecstatic about this journey.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Trish, you look like you wanted to unmute.
Yeah, just a quick little testimony. I was sharing it with Linda and Errol on the phone. Just for my niece who's in Seattle, who's become a brand partner, and she mainly wants, she's going through menopause. She just turned 50. And within 5 days of exiting on an SP6, her biggest problem was her the ability to recall. She just couldn't remember people's names or famous people's names. She was telling a story. Her sleep was horrific. And what was the other thing? There were three things. Anyway, and I said to her, within 5 days, her mental recall is just about back to normal. Her husband the other night could not believe how she was talking, and her sleep has been affected positively already. And she said, I don't know if it is the patches. I said to her, it is the patches. So it's just so exciting because so many people just rush to take chemicals for menopause. You know, they just want to get it out of, you know, they just can't deal with the symptoms. So to have it react so quickly for me was just amazing. And so, yeah, so that was just a very brief, but an awesome testimony for something that all women go through, which is menopause. So we have a solution.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Okay, if somebody unmutes now within the next 5 seconds, you've got a chance. Otherwise, I'm going to go give over to Alex.
Amanda, do you want me to give my testimony just because it talks about time?
Yes, I'd love you to give your
Okay,
testimony.
so-
Well, about your hair, the people who didn't hear that when we spoke about it earlier on, of course.
Okay, so I eventually started patching because I had a thing called polymyalgia for 20 years, which really is an inflammatory autoimmune disease and is hugely painful, debilitating, and managed with meds. And I'm a bit of an exercise freak, so it had an implication in terms of a lifestyle. And I think my real testimony here is that it's not about the patch, it's about the communication that the patch sets up. People need to understand that the patch does not give you stem cells. The patch gives your body a communication to make its own stem cells. And those stem cells are systemic. So they will go wherever they are required. So in my instance, I had been inflamed for 20 years. I'm 65. And it took me 10 months. And in those 10 months, I had some great days. I had some shocking days. Some days I was really tired. Some days I was really sore. And even now, I've been on the patches since June 23. There are some days I don't feel fabulous. And I know something is shifting and changing. Because I've been doing this long enough to understand that this is how the process works. This is healing, not management. And healing is a completely different process and uses different body engines and body energy to be able to do the work of healing. So that's just in a very limited way. But what Amanda wants me to say is that I had lost almost all of my hair because I was hugely stressed. I'd lost 20 kilos of weight, but I seem to have found a whole lot of those again. But my hair has come back. I've lost all the fine lines on my face. As you age, you know, when your eyes get heavy at the top here? So if you're medical, then you go for a bleph so that you can lift your eyes so that you can at least see out of them. And that's, my eyelashes used to leave little black dots. When I put mascara on here, that's all stopped. Because everything has just changed. That isn't why I took the patches, but it's been a fabulous side effect.
Awesome.
So that's my story.
It's exciting. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's really awesome. So let's move on to the next part of the sharing. Okay. You can go. Thank you so much.
Okay. So everybody, doing the other side of this. We've done what the patches are and what they do. So I'm going to talk about, there are a whole lot of different reasons why people would need or would want patches. And so it's what's most important in your life. Is it family? Is it your time and freedom? Do you work for a boss and would you prefer not to? Is it financial security? Is it emotional security? Because if we're financially insecure, we're not always emotionally secure. Is it travel? Would you like to I don't know, climb Everest, go to Antarctica, go to Patagonia and see where the calamari comes from. Who knows? Better health. So we don't need to only talk to people who are sick about patches, because it's not only about fixing people who are ill or less debt. And for some people, that is seriously significant, particularly post-COVID. A lot of stuff happened for a lot of people. So let's talk about LifeWave, the company, quickly. This is where a lot of my research went into. So a 20-year-old company in my head equals stability. Okay, it's been around, it's still around, it's not going anywhere. It went from 20 million in 2021. You can read all the other numbers, but I'm going to give you the numbers of today. And the numbers of today are that we think we will do 600 million in 2024. And most of that is about X39. X39 was launched at the end of 2018, beginning of 2019, and it is literally changing lives, one patch and one person at a time, all over the world. We are in more than 75 countries, and one of the most significant things about X39 is that it's not a me too. So there are lots of shampoos and lots of cleaning agents and lots of things. X39 is patented and unique. A patent lasts 20 years. We've only used 4. So for the next 16 years, if you're interested in this as a business, this is a unique business opportunity. LifeWave is now ranked as the number one momentum company, and momentum is about growth, obviously, because of the rate and the speed at which we are growing. So we have grown since 2019, 3,000%. So anybody here who has an economics or business background can understand the implication of that. Logistically, we've never run out of patches. We've never had a shortage of anything. The planning, the organization, the dedication, this is truly, truly well run. And at a 3,000% growth rate, this is not a figment of somebody's imagination. There's real stuff here. Otherwise, there's no way that there would be this kind of growth. So, why are you interested? Here are your options in terms of getting hold of patches. You can become a full retail customer. So you can sign on to the LifeWave website underneath the person that has introduced you to this, and you can buy patches and they arrive at your door. You become completely independent and you buy them directly off the site. You can become a preferred customer. And preferred customers are people who don't wish to do the business and simply want to use the patches. And in order to be a preferred customer, you just have to tick a little box that says you will get this every month. So every 30 days, they post you via the courier guy who knocks at your gate 30 patches so that you can continue to patch. And that saves you. Then you get it at the wholesale price. And that's, by the way, an auto ship, not a debit order. So at any time, should you choose to change your mind, you go into your own website and change your mind. Or you can become a brand partner. And that's about, would you like to run a business? But there are also people who become brand partners who simply want to use the patches because you have access to greater discounts related to volume if you're a brand partner than you would as a preferred customer. So that's a business opportunity. So here are the packages, very briefly. $295 is where you come in. That would give you 3 sleeves of X39. Those are kind of the people who would like to try this and see what it does. That's 3 months worth of X39. By the way, you can custom make the pack, but the person that showed you all about this will explain that to you. The next level up is advanced, so $535. That is people who either have larger families or friends that they wish to patch and share with, or parents that they wish to patch and share with. And that too can be customized. And then we have in our downlines some people who run businesses. So people like pharmacies or homeopaths or chiropractors. And they often come in at the premium level. We do have a pharmacy in this group that came in on advanced and within 5 days upgraded to premium, simply because of the volume that was pushed through the pharmacy clinic. And that was about pain control. That was not about X39. So how do you earn a living with LifeWave? Retail. So you can sell them at a retail. You can buy them wholesale and sell them at a retail rate. So that makes you like a shopkeeper, I guess. Okay. You earn money from introducing people to the business, whether that's as preferred customers or whether that's as brand partners. You are rewarded for that. We work on a binary system, which is cycle bonuses. And that's the exciting part. And the truly exciting part is matching bonuses, which works to 3 levels down. And I'm not going to go into the detail of all of that because it's just words. Once you become interested, you will understand how it works because it becomes relevant. You know, it's a bit like I used to go talk to our tax guy. And I would come home, and I'm not a stupid person. So while he was talking to me, I would know exactly what he was talking about. And then I would come home and my husband would say, so what did Mark say? And I'd go, I don't know. Because I didn't have a filing system for tax information. If you give me anything medical, I'll find a file. But on tax, I wasn't so great. So the business, somebody will explain to you. And then member incentives. There are trips overseas and there are rewards and there are prizes. So the compensation plan. The compensation plan works on a binary. And a binary simply means 2 legs. And in a very simplistic, uncomplicated way, you need 4 friends. 4 friends who either are ill, wish to stay well, wish to earn an income. And if you have 4 friends and place them 2 on your right and 2 on your left, because we ever only grow 2 legs, you will pay for your patches and you will start a business. And your next job is to help those friends find their 4 friends and show them how to do this. So, matching bonuses. You can go back if you want to or not. Matching bonuses is quite a thing that is unique to LifeWave. And that's why we work so well together. And that's why we laugh a lot and we have an enormous amount of fun. Because we're all working together. So for people helping other people get to where other people need to be, the company rewards you. So for 3 levels down, the people below you whom you have signed up, you are rewarded for their success. So on your first level, that's at 25%. And a very practical example of that is if somebody earns $1,000 a week and we get paid weekly in US dollars, if somebody earns $1,000 a week, the company will give the sponsor of that person 25%, so $250 for helping them to succeed. And so it goes to 3 levels down. So this is it, info. So 2 websites. The one on the left is a website about X39. You will find product information on there. You will find how phototherapy works on there. You will find doctor interviews on there. You will find patents, clinical trials. It's very busy. There is lots of information. If I can suggest, it's very comprehensive. Watch the videos. They're short, to the point. They're real people talking. And then if you're really one of those, like me, who needed to see the stuff in writing, then look at the stuff in writing. On the right-hand side, there is a website called thisisateam.com. Once again, another very busy and very comprehensive, though, and well-done website. If you had bought a franchise, this would be your owner's manual. And there is absolutely everything in there that tells you how to run a business. Okay, done. So this is a team. The sales of 2023, the green line was LifeWave International. The blue line was the This Is It team. We grew at a faster rate than the company. It's because of the way we do it. This is a happy, positive, jolly spot where everybody tries to help everybody else. So, this is David Schmidt, who, by the way, is the most extraordinary man. I would love to, I can't imagine even being his wife. Because I think at breakfast, you don't talk about pass the muesli. Because I don't think his brain ever stops working. You have an incredible opportunity before you today, the opportunity to bring healing and the power of light to everyone around you. Guys, this is an industry disruptor. This is going to change healthcare. The system we have isn't working. So, now is the time to make your move. I hate that sentence, so I'm going to try and put it in my own words, which is make a choice. Whatever is important to you. LifeWave has health benefits for you. It has financial benefits for you. It has peace of mind benefits for you. Whatever you are seeking, there is a way to change lives, yours and other people's. So there's hope. And South Africans are good at hope. And I'm not sure if there's anybody else on the screen who's from anywhere else. But hope is what keeps us going. Hope is what sustains our sense of humor. So go back to the person that invited you. Get started with X39. That's where everybody starts. The simplest answer to every question that you are ever asked is X39. You do not need to know everything. You really do not need to know everything. It's not dangerous. It works. So please go back to the person who shared this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Alex. You did an awesome job. And I want to say thank you to everybody that was on this call and who shared, because your share may just today have changed somebody's life. So I'm going to stop the recording.